Good Thursday morning to you. The time is 6:30. I'm Nazi Javid and welcome to Daybreak. Thanks for staying with us this morning. We're coming out to a time lapse this morning from the PG&E Ball Jesse camera. You're looking directly at the lone fire burning in Trinity County. First Alert forecaster Preston Dunyan is standing by in the Weather Center to give us all the updates we need with these Northstate fires. Good morning, Preston.
Good morning, Naz. You know, it is a good morning because we're coming out of another day that had very high fire danger that didn't start as many new ignitions as we saw on Tuesday. So that's been a big relief. How you doing?
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. And I'm anxious to hear what you have for us for the rest of the week. Yeah,
let's talk through it, starting with those fires. And of course, as we move throughout the show, our production team and Nazi have been working hard to get you that information on evacuations, warnings and orders, as well as that acreage. I'm going to walk you through the geography of those fires, starting in Siskiyou County with the head fire. And we are seeing a lot of activity. Those hot spots are what are highlighted with those red dots outside of the perimeter. And that's unfortunate. It is largely outside of that defined perimeter. We're seeing a lot of activity further south and further west as we see those kind of northerly winds be the general story towards Scott Bar. So we're watching out for that. Moving to Del Norte County, a lot of the activity within those defined perimeters here on the Smith River complex. That's what we're seeing. These were several different fires that have now been merged under one name, burning significant acreage, and we'll talk through the totals on that in just a bit. But we are seeing, several fires out there with activity mostly contained to their perimeters. So that's some good news. One place where we're not seeing that quite as much is the Lone Pine fire here in Humboldt County towards Hoopa. That's what you're seeing along Highway 96 right here. This is the community of Hoopa, and we are seeing that perimeter was just about this area yesterday. We're seeing some activity on the northern flank, and that's a little bit closer to the community, so we're keeping a close eye on that. Some concerns there. As we shift towards Trinity County, you are seeing that is the deep fire up in the higher elevations there. Trinity Alps, the community just a little bit further to the south, and we're of course just west of Trinity Lake here. Most of that activity shifting a little bit further to the north from the perimeter, right? You see those hot spots kind of shifting north. So that's been the growth of that fire. Somewhat encouraging news in terms of that not being towards any of our communities, but we're keeping a close eye on things. And that's the case in Tehama County as well. Don't have a perimeter for you on the slide fire, but I wanted you to see kind of the geography of where this is relative to Rancho Tehama and there in Mendocino National Forest. That's where we're watching that. Shifting north to finish things up, taking a look at the Siskiyou August Lightning Complex, and that's here in Siskiyou County, just west there of Day and Whitehorse. And of course, this has been several fires that have been merged into one complex, right? We had the Ranch and White fires there being now identified as that August Lightning Complex. So that's what we're seeing in terms of those fires out there. Of course, there are numerous others. We're keeping a close eye on what you need to know, and I'll walk you through that forecast for today in your First Alert forecast just ahead.
Thank you, Preston, and we'll get to more fire coverage in just a moment. But right now, the death toll from those Maui wildfires continues to rise. Hawaii's governor says it's now at 111, and more than 1,000 people are believed to be unaccounted for as officials begin identifying more victims using fingerprints and DNA obtained by human remains and family members. Plus, new details surrounding how the wildfires on Maui may have sparked. Many believe the flames may have been caused by a downed power line. We know there's a lawsuit underway, and surveillance footage from the Maui Bird Conservation Center shows a spark and then what appears to be a flash followed by a downed line.
We've got that video of that kind of explosion, that arc flash, and we've got 10 sensors in that community that show a very sharp drop in electrical voltage at precisely that same time.
Impacted residents are now working to figure out long-term housing plans. Meantime, FEMA says they're on the ground trying to help as many people as they can. And we're staying with Hawaii coverage and moving back to Redding with a local effort to help Maui. Redding firefighters say they stand in support of the firefighters on Maui, and they continue to work tirelessly for their community. Redding Fire says they got help from the California Fire Foundation after the car fire, and now they're asking people to help them pay it forward and give back to help Maui. California Firefighters Association President Brian Rice is urging folks to donate and know that your funds will be distributed to those who need it most.
100% of the proceeds will go and will be administered by the Hawaii Firefighters Association, and they will go directly into the community of Lahaina and the surrounding area in Maui, and to assist also our brother and sister firefighters that lost their home. I believe as Californians, it's our time to share the aloha back to our brothers and sisters in Maui and Lahaina.
And you can hear his full message on the Redding Firefighters Instagram page. Price recommends to donate to the Maui Strong Relief Fund, and he says it's not just about the numbers. Every little bit counts. Every little tiny bit helps in that recovery effort. A procession is taking place in Redding today for Tony Souza, the Northstate pilot who died in a helicopter crash fighting fires in Southern California. The procession is set to begin at 1 in the afternoon, and anyone who wants to support the Souza family, there will be designated parking at Air Shasta. Emergency and dedicated vehicles will leave from Air Shasta on Flight Avenue in Redding at that time and head south on I-5. They'll exit onto Antelope Boulevard and end at Guernsey Avenue. No events will be held at the end of the procession. And smoke may be visible from Willows to Red Bluff along the I-5 corridor as the slide fire grows slightly into the Mendocino National Forest and Glenn County. Forest officials say the fire started after lightning and has now reached 320 acres with no containment. It's just one of 4 fires crews are responding to there, and fire officials say it's challenging as crews have had to hike through that steep, rugged country to battle the blaze. And excessive heat is taking its toll on firefighters too. We learned of 2 heat-related medical incidents yesterday. A CHP helicopter was requested to the front lines as well after a firefighter needed medical care. According to the Highway Patrol's Northern Division operations, the Forest Service firefighter was battling a blaze in Mendocino County, and there's no confirmation on exactly which location he was in, but officials do say it was very steep terrain and could not be reached by road, so that CHP chopper transported him to the hospital yesterday. No word yet on his current condition. The head fire is continuing to burn in Klamath National Forest and has reached over 3,500 acres in size. The fire is just one of 20 that firefighters responded to throughout the National Forest. They say reports of more continue to come in, and now a Type 1 incident management team is on site and additional resources are incoming. There are evacuations in place for the communities of Sayad Valley, Hamburg, Scott Bar, and Horse Creek, along with evacuation warnings surrounding areas along Highway 96. There are 2 evacuation shelters available, one at the Kadishram Wellness Center in Wairika, the other at the Karuk Wellness Center in Happy Camp. Several animal shelters are also available. We have them listed on our website. According to Caltrans, Highway 96 is fully closed between the junction with State Route 263 to Sayad Valley. You can see why. Look at all that smoke there. These are images of the conditions along the closed highway from Caltrans. They say there's no estimated time on when the roadway will reopen. On the eastern edge of Siskiyou County, a total of 9 fires are burning. CAL FIRE Siskiyyou's unit says the August lightning complex has reached 646 acres with 20% containment. The largest fires burning are the ranch and white fires. CAL FIRE says the ranch fires reached 450 acres with no containment, and the white fire has reached 150 acres, still with no containment reported. All right, and the deep fire is continuing to burn in the Shasta Trinity National Forest. This one was previously known as the upper fire that we told you about yesterday, but it has been renamed to the deep fire. Forest officials' latest report have the fire estimated at just over 1,000 acres. No word yet on any containment there. And the Trinity County Sheriff's Office issued evacuation orders for those zones there in red. They include the Dawtooth Mountain area, Globe Mill, and Red Mountain areas. Evacuation warnings have been issued immediately to the east, extending down to Highway 3 near Covington Mill. If you don't know or your or a loved one's evacuation zone there in Trinity County, this is a specific QR code for Trinity County evacuation zones. You can go up to that QR code with your smartphone camera and it'll take you to the link to the website to find out whether you need to evacuate. This is video of someone evacuating from the Smith River Complex fire in Del Norte County. 6 Rivers National Forest says 13 fires currently make up the complex and only 3 have been contained. The remaining 10 fires are estimated to be 1,500 acres in size. The Del Norte County Sheriff's Office has given evacuation orders for areas of Patrick Creek, Little Jones Creek, Copper Creek Drainage, and Coon Creek. If you're trying to evacuate, Highway 99, you should know, is fully closed from Pioneer Road to Oregon Mountain Road. There's no estimated time of reopening.